Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Lloyd speaking. So today we shall look at some possible reversals that might be happening throughout the week. Okay, let me share my screens. All right, yeah. So there's actually quite a few pairs that I actually highlighted myself. So we'll go through them and see. Hopefully, it actually happens. Reversal, once if you get it right, uh, they're actually pretty lucrative. Right, the first on my list is actually Aussie Swiss. Yeah, so you can see that very obvious price has come up to a horizontal level. Yeah, so I'm waiting possibly to see if on the 4-hour time frame to see if Aussie Swiss might actually reverse its current momentum. Yeah, so keep a look out for Aussie Swiss. Similar story, Aussie dollar. You can see that this is a pretty strong horizontal level. Yeah, so once price hits this level, then we can actually start to keep a lookout for possible reversal. For both Aussie Swiss and Aussie dollar, I'm actually might be a bit early. So RSI has actually yet to go into overbought, but I suspect they might be. On top of that, the horizontal level has been there for quite some time, so I'm looking forward to actually trade it. Now, the third pair that I'm looking for is actually Euro Aussie. Again, you can see that Euro Aussie almost has a very, very flat line. In fact, I think this might be a trend line. There you can see. Yeah. So it's not very steep per se. Yeah. So instead, I will actually still prefer to look as though it's a horizontal level. Yeah, so this is a level I'm preparing to trade from. Yeah, so possibly that Euro Aussie might actually bounce off from here at 1.614. So keep a lookout for that also. But in the past, price actually did bounce off from this area before, but it didn't actually go very far. Yeah, so if I do in fact get into Euro Aussie, this will possibly be a range trade within the weekly time frame. Yeah, so don't this won't be one of those 10:1 trade times. You better let it run. Yeah. But again, might still be a good setup for a 2:1 or 3:1. Euro Swiss, in fact, price has a gap this week. At least that's on the trading view charts. Again, very similar way of playing out. Hoping that price will actually go back into this horizontal level, and then I'll start to look for reversal. Now, in fact, the first 4 pairs that I mentioned, there's a chance that it might actually be playing up this week. It might, like I mentioned, I might be early into it. So this might be for next week, in fact. But we can still actually try to anticipate. Don't try to force in a trade. Yeah. In essence, what I meant by don't try to force in a trade is don't, when price shows you a reversal price action, immediately jump in. Yeah. Always wait for confirmation, in a sense, classical divergence, double top, or even if you are trading a reversal from the top, then a lower high, a reversal from the bottom, then a higher low will actually suffice. Yeah. Don't need to complicate things so much, but at the same time, don't jump in prematurely. Now, Euro Kiwi, this is where I get my valid signal. Again, prices straight going into a horizontal level. Yeah. So start to look up for Euro Kiwi possible reversal. Now, when the signal comes up, doesn't mean that price will immediately reverse. You can see from the past, the RSI actually did give me a signal, but it wasn't really until 4 weeks later that price actually reversed itself. Yeah. So this again, being strategy doesn't mean that I will jump in at every signal. Yeah. So please still use some common sense. In the sense that the one common sense that most I would say developing traders really need is just patience. Yeah. Don't let your patience run thin. Be really, really liberal. Pound dollar, again, horizontal level. I'm anticipating a price will actually reverse. Now this again is a premature deduction. Yeah, but you can see from the past, this is where we have our horizontal level. So that's why I'm keeping my hopes up. Now Kiwi Cat, I do get a signal from our side. Yeah, so at the same time, it might be a possible double top on the weekly time frame. So let me have a look at the 4-hour time frame. So in fact, you can see that we need to highlight. I myself is a forgetful person. There you can see what price has done already. In fact, what I'll anticipate is that once price actually clear the trend line, I might actually jump in. Yeah. So this might be a setup for tomorrow. I don't really feel like jumping in straight away. against, I would still prefer for price to give me a lower high and clear a horizontal level. I don't really like trading trend line unless it's really obvious, then I will take it. If it's really not that obvious, then I will just leave it. So same for you guys. If you don't like the trend line, then just wait for price to clear the horizontal level. Yeah. So once price clear this, you can either trade the break or break and retest. Yeah, essentially, when the break and retest comes in, it's a lower high already. So you are more than welcome to jump in. So you shall see what happens. Your Kiwi Cat high hooks for this. So Kiwi Swiss, I think across the board, Kiwi, all I am having signals. They are all trading into a level. RSI is actually overbought. So keep a lookout on the 4-hour time frame. Kiwi Yens. Now Kiwi Yen has already closed above the first horizontal level, but I do have the second horizontal level here. So this is where I'm looking for price to actually hit and then give me a possible reversal. Actually, in this, any of you actually trade classical divergence? Just an interest for me. Now, Kiwi dollar, at the moment, I'm having RSI overbought. But against, while the candle is forming, that means RSI is actually might be recalculating. I might not get this signal at the end of the week, but I'm still highlighting it against because you can see that price bounce off this level, retests. So again, this is proved to be a pretty good horizontal level that I should keep a lookout for. Yeah. So this week, all in all, quite a few horizontal levels and reversals to keep a lookout. Yeah, definitely interesting week for me to trade a reversal if it actually happens. Now let me share. Now I've covered all the possible reversals that might be happening. Any of you want any questions before I actually hop over to the indicator that I wanted to share this week? No questions? Fantastic. All right, so let me. I think Mike can actually help me paste the link. I think the name for the indicator is actually known as AOAC. Yeah, that is. Yeah. So this AOAC indicator is actually the combination of both the accelerator and awesome indicator. So it's accelerator awesomeness. So you have this basic indicator on your MT4 already. Yeah. But this is a combination of both, so they just name it as AOAC, and it's actually in the format of histogram. They are showing 3 histograms here, so there's only one. All right, so I'll be showing you shortly in MT4. Now, personally, if you ever play with awesome indicator or accelerator indicator by itself, you'll see that it's very, very similar to the MACD histogram. So in that sense, there's really, really not so much, not the MACD histogram, sorry, correction of myself. The MACD OSMA is histogram, okay, not the MACD indicator itself. Right? Yeah. So I think I shared that a couple of sessions back. Yeah. So I'm sharing again something similar, but this time around, the algorithm is based off is slightly different. Yeah, but the reading of it is very similar. And interestingly, today what I'm going to show you is that instead of taking the signals from the sloping up, sloping down, I will actually advise you to take the signals of when price is not having momentum. Now, that's an interesting case, right? Because I don't know whether I mentioned this before. Usually, when you play around with indicators, and this is one of the major complaints from traders, is that indicators give you a late signal. Now, I don't really agree with that statement. It's just that the nature of indicators tends to do that. Okay? And we ourselves interpret as it's being late, but not, it isn't really so. Okay. All right, that's how this is. I'm just going to randomly pick a chart. Yeah. So once you actually download the indicator, it will be displayed here as AOAC histogram. Let me change my screen. Okay. So once you actually download into MT4, again, put in your data folder, indicators, and you'll find here AOAC histogram. So once you drag it into your chart, this is what you see. There isn't really anything that you need to change right? Because the settings in there is fixed. There's nothing much for you to change. This is probably the histogram bar width. That means the thickness of the bar, but it doesn't really influence the setting. Yeah. So you got your usual alerts package in there. Now this is something that I want you to take note of. You see, there's arrows for up, down, and neutral color. Later we'll be playing a bit with the neutral color. Yes, print. Sorry guys, give me a minute. I will be back. All right, I am back. So once you actually plug in the indicator, this is how it actually looks like. I'll change to something which is similar to for all of us. Let me change the coloring a bit. I'm going to change the colors for when price isn't moving. Currently, it's actually showing as yellow. I'm going to change it to black. That if price is going up, I'm going to change it to green. And if price is going down, I'm going to change it to red. Wait a minute, how come it isn't changing? Yeah. So this is the AOAC indicator that we're having. So again, there's no settings that you literally need to do. Yeah. So you can see there's multiple arrows on here. Red means that price is going down. Green means that price is going up. Again, I'll be showing this to you in the concept of trading within the trend. Yeah. So I've actually set it up on the other screen. Pound Aussie. So let's go through a very objective way of saying what is trend, and that will be I'll be using super trend. This might be familiar to all of you. Doesn't matter the settings for super trend. Settings wise, you can actually go back and try out on your own. Now, as I mentioned just now, let's see AOAC. Okay. So I have if super trend is going down, is red, or in this case is orange, and AOAC is red, I would say 75% of the time you'll be in late for the move. Yeah, we are just going to trade in direction of trend. So you can see that usually we are late for the move. Okay, if super trend is going up, is green, that means we are going to buy. So we are going with the green arrow. So this is a rather, I would say, simplistic way of trading. Yeah, I'm not saying that this works, but this is how I'm going to play along with. All right, so super trend is green. We are looking for a long signal. Okay, super trend is orange. We are looking for a short signal. But as you can observe from the screen, many times we'll be in late for the movement. All right, so what happens is that for most of you guys who are out there trading retracements, I don't know whether you all realize it or not. A lot of time the retracement you are trading from are actually low volume move, or rather low volatility move. That's why most of the time most indicators do not pick it up for retracement. It's not in their calculation to do so. So let's try to mimic a bit the human behavior of how we actually trade. So for the AOAC, what I'm going to do now is that instead of arrow up and down, I'm going to completely ignore them. I'm going to change it to none. And instead, all I'm going to pay attention to is the neutral color, right? The low volatility part. Which is the black dot on my screen. There's no green or red arrow. So from here, I'm going to scroll back. Again, by the same logic, if super trend is green, I'm just going to buy. If super trend is orange, I'm going to sell. And I'm only going to trade the dots that is on the side of the super trend. Okay, if it's on the opposite side, then I'm not interested. All right. So That's what I meant by trading the low volatility move, which is very, very similar in the way that your trade retracement, okay, be it engulfing bar or test bar. Right. So over here, you can see that this will actually be the first movement that we have. Okay. In fact, this will be an engulfing bar. This will be about 53 pips engulfing bar. For awesomeness of what I'm going to present, although I'm going to be sure that I won't be trading this move if I see it. But as it happens, I'll just say, let's place a trade, and then we'll get stop up. So be it. Okay. On top of that, for every new trend per se, let's try to trade only the first and second move. Let's ignore the subsequent move already. Because the first and second move, if you really got it, that's where most of the profits will come in from. All right, so this is where we get our stop loss. Over here, super trend is orange. We don't get any trade setups. Super trend is green. This will be our first setup. Yeah, and our stop loss, we always try to place it at the swing low. Right, look in the upswing, in the uptrend, that means we'll place it at the lowest possible point. Aim for 2R and we get our take profits. Over here, you can see that price actually moved down and we get a signal here. We enter, we'll straight away get stop out. Over here, this is our signal bar. Stop loss at the last swing low. So price reached to 1R before it actually reverses. So this one depends on whether you have TP once. If you do not have, then again, this will be a stop up. This trade will be stop loss. Otherwise, you might get a small profit out of it if you actually do have TP ones. Over here, this will be our entry. And our stop loss will be above the swing high. So this one easily we get our take profits at 2R. I'm just aiming for 2R. Right. Why aim 2R? It's just an easy number for me. You can always backtest and see if you can come up with any other figures. So after that, I'm going to ignore all the other moves. Just for the simplicity of this, what I'm presenting, I'm just only go for the first move. So again, super trend change to greens, and this is why I'm going to place in. So again, price actually hits 1R before it actually reverses itself. Yeah. So depending again whether you have TP1, if you don't have, then this will be stop up. If you have, then this will be a small profit. I'm going to get nothing in here, nothing over here, and then this. So the same thing, I think this might actually hit TP once. There you see, hit TP once before it actually reverses. So this will be a setup candle for us. Stop loss at the high. So again, price actually hits possible TP1 before it reverses itself. This is a setup. We will enter and we'll get stop outs. This is the setup. And enter. Possible swing high. And this time around, we actually get our take profits. Yeah. Super trend change. There's no setup. Super trend change. And then this is our setup again. There you have it. Put in. Price hits TP1. And then it reverses itself. Actually, at a glance now, I think it might be a good idea for you to put TP1 at 1:1. Yeah. So this will be an entry, and then we'll get stop outs. This will be an entry, our last swing high, and we'll still get our 2R. And price actually move way further down. So this will be an entry. Stop loss above the candle, we get our 2R winner. Alright. So at this stage, you guys, do you understand why I actually, for this particular indicator, I recommend not to trade at the buying candle or the selling candle, but instead I would recommend for this particular indicator, trade the low volatility candle. Did I somewhat confuse you? I hope I did not. due to the nature of awesome indicator and accelerator indicator, and how we are usually being taught to trade at retracement. All right. So this is the reason why I would recommend you all to trade, because for most retracement move that you are having, that you are trading itself, that means the reversal candle at the end of the retracement, those are considered low volatility candles. Yeah, many a times I'm sure you have encountered, once you jump into a retracement candle, price actually goes nowhere. It's quite frustrating. Yeah. Hence, what I'm recommending is the same as your trading behavior. Right? We try to time the move at the end of the retracement with the help of this indicator. Right? How you want to define a trend, whether you want to use super trend, whether you want to use EMA, the EMA, SMA, or any other indicator that you have, even Kumo Cloud. I would say all is possible. You just need to backtest whether at the end of the day is it profitable. That's about it. All right. So let me check if the link is being. All right, guys. So if you have any question, go ahead and shoot it. I'll try my best to answer. So the link's being posted. I don't see any questions. Hi, afternoon or evening, Arif. Yeah. No, I'm just presenting it on H1. Or I have to maintain that of these indicators that I'm presenting, I have a rough idea of how to use them. I did not back test them according to the way I show it to you. Because I back tested so many indicators, so I have a rough idea of how to actually mix and match them. Now, are they really profitable at the end of the day? This is up to you to back test. Yeah. Even the ones that I'm showing, even the one that I'm showing now, I can tell you the super trend that I'm using, the value is multiplied is 2. It's not the usual 3. Yeah, just simply because I want to be more sensitive. Now, you can, I'm not saying that it can't be used on H4. It can be used on H4. It's just that this time around, I choose to present on H1. I don't think so far any of the possible use of the indicators that I presented is locked in time frame. It is not. Yeah, it's just that on this particular day, I choose to present on H1. It's just my mood. Yeah. So feel free to actually backtest it. One thing about using super trend is that I'm quite hesitant on presenting anything about super trend at the moment, is because for trend indicators, I always believe that it's always better to show, if the trend indicators that I'm using, it should be showing something that price is possibly going on sideways, or there's a method for me to distinguish that price is going on sideways or price is really trending. Now, super trend does not really show me that. Yeah, but for directional buyers, I think super trend is good enough. Yeah. The reason why I decided to pair with super trend at the moment is because the entry indicator itself does show that low volatile price is not really going anywhere. It's just that for this time around, I decided to use it in the reverse manner. Yeah. Instead of trading at the buy and sell arrow, I decided to place a trade at the low volatility arrows or dots in this case. Yeah. I find more useful. All right, I hope that clarifies. Yeah. So with that, thank you for joining me this show, and I hope so far the indicators that I'm sharing will be, at least one of them will be useful to you. I think next week I'll be sharing something new, not new, but I'll be sharing a utility set of indicators that they don't assist you in your trades, but just make your life easier as a trader. Yeah, something like choosing different symbols on your chart, placing horizontal levels or vertical lines. Yeah, so probably 2 or 3 at one shot. To me, the utilities that makes my life easier as a trader, I find it equally is as important for me to read a chart compared to others. All right, so with that, I'll be ending the show, and have a great evening with it. Goodbye.